Good morning. It's 7:02 on this Wednesday, March 13th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. Here we are on a Wednesday morning, all set to go with our Coleman and Company program for today. Live, spontaneous, and unrehearsed. And we start things off each Wednesday talking about Cedar Stone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. Bob is with us this morning. Bob McDonald, President, CEO. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Good to hear your voice.
Well, it's great to hear yours. Sorry I'm not there to see your and MJ and Billy's smiling faces, but I appreciate you letting me call in. I've got so much going on. As I was telling you before we came on the air, there's so much going on, and we're so busy. I'm just trying to squeeze every minute I can out of every day, and this helps me to do that. So thank you for accommodating my calling in.
Well, that's great, and I'm sure all the bank stockholders are glad to hear that, because that means if you're busy, you're making money for them.
Yes, that's exactly right. And for those shareholders who are listening, we'll be celebrating our 20th anniversary next month, and we're going to be doing that with 3 consecutive Thursday receptions in April, and invitations will be going out to all of our shareholders and customers, and so it'll be an event focused only on those constituencies, on our customers and our shareholders, and so we're looking forward to that. We'll have a reception in each office, and you'll be getting your invitation. I think they go out tomorrow, Coleman, so be on the lookout.
Well, we're looking forward to that, and it's certainly certainly great to be celebrating that length of time. And whenever you start a business like you did, you don't know for sure. There's some uncertainties, but you've weathered whatever storms have been there and making it for 20 years here.
Oh yeah, I mean, as with any business, there are challenges and opportunities, and the great thing is to embrace those and overcome them, as we've done. And at this point, we're bigger and stronger than we ever expected 20 years ago when we were doing our initial financial projections and financial pro formas, and we were estimating how big we would be at different points along the way, and we've exceeded all of those expectations. And so we're very pleased and very thankful for our shareholders and our customers, and we look forward to looking back on 20 years coming up here in a few weeks, but also looking forward into our bright future.
Right, and for 20 years here, you've been helping people in various ways, but when people need to borrow money, you're there to lend money if they qualify, and you've been doing loans for 20 years. People have benefited from your service.
Well, that's what we aspire to do each day, and you kind of touch on a good point there. I mean, borrowing money is serious business, and if it's for the right purpose and for the right reason, and if you qualify, then that's when it works out. But if it's not for the right reason, and if you don't qualify, we're not doing anybody any favors by loaning money when they can't afford to pay it back. Mm-hmm. So we feel like that we're providing a good service when we're not able to accommodate a loan request. We explain why, and we explain what they can do to improve their financial conditions so that they can come back at some point in the future and talk to us again. So we value all of those discussions, whether we're able to accommodate a loan request or not. We take both very, very seriously.
Well, one of the great things I think you've done to attract people, to establish a great beginning relationship, and that's the Simply Better free checking account.
Well, it is, Coleman. We're proud of that account, too. We've had that from day one, and so many times, I know where I came from before we started Cedar Stone. There were so many different types of checking accounts with so many different criteria and so many different features and functions that it made it complicated and it made it confusing. And so our motto from the beginning has been simple banking, and so that's what we did with our most important account is to keep it simple and make it free and not fee our customers to death and it's been very successful. It's been very popular, and we will continue to do that. We think it's important. It's a way that we can make banking available to everyone, and so it's been a very big part of our 20 years, and it is free, Coleman. It's free checks, free online banking. Our technology is second to none, and so we encourage your listeners who do not bank with us now to come visit us, and we'll be delighted and honored to talk to them about their banking needs.
Well, I'm going to brag on you just a little bit more here this morning. Another thing you didn't have to do but have saw a reason to, and that is teaming up with W.P. Bone at Wilson County Motors and doing the Teacher of the Year Award. And actually awards, because there's one Teacher of the Year for the county, but then each school that's a part of this has a Teacher of the Year as well. And teachers are really recognized with what you do. And I think they appreciate it. The community appreciates it as well.
Well, thank you for bringing that up. We'll talk more about that next week. But WP and I have been doing this for 26 years now, and that banquet is coming up next month as well. So April's full of exciting events. But we love that event. I know what an important role teachers have played in my life, and it's a real honor and delight to celebrate them. So thanks for bringing that up. We'll talk more about that next week.
Okay. Anything else before we let you go this morning?
I want to say goodbye to my fraternity brother, Rusty, who you've got coming up. You know, Rusty and I are fraternity brothers. We were in the same fraternity, different universities, but we're still brothers in the bond. So, Rusty, I look forward to hearing you and Reggie.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Bob McDonald, President, Chief Executive Officer for Cedar Stone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson. Simple banking, simply better. Okay, we are going to have an extra couple of minutes here. Looks like it's about 8 minutes after the hour. Our news didn't go as long this morning, Rusty. Good morning, Rusty Richardson.
Good morning, Coleman.
Good to have you with us, as always, to talk about Cumberland University. Rusty is the Executive Director of Community Relations and External Affairs, and no matter how long that title is or gets, we're going to spell it all out here each time.
I appreciate that.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Coleman.
You've got a guest that we'll introduce momentarily, but the rush to the end of the semester has begun. It doesn't seem possible, but it'll be here before you know it.
It seems like only yesterday that our students were coming to campus for the spring semester, and last week they were all gone for their spring breaks. And that's really the midway point in the semester. When I tell students they have 52 days left till graduation, some of them getting a little panic, but that's what it is, 52 days. So just over 6 weeks, and it'll be graduation time, graduating the largest class ever. Every year we seem to keep raising that bar a bit more. So it's an exciting time for them.
Well, I think we have a lot to talk about, which we're going to wait for most of this till the latter part of the program this morning. And I guess, is there anything else you want to say before you introduce who you brought?
Just our calendar of events at Cumberland is absolutely full. We'll talk more about that at the end when I talk about some of the major events coming up. But people can go on the Cumberland website and pull up that calendar of events and just be amazed on how many things are going on every single day.
Okay. Introduce our guest.
Pleased to have back with me Reggie Blair. Reggie is the Vice President for Enrollment Services, which includes everything from admissions to financial aid, all of those type programs, and he's got a lot to cover because he's got a very big goal to hit next fall by Dr. Stum, and he can talk more about that. Reggie, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, good morning. It is good to see you again. I guess you are a busy guy.
Definitely, but it's good to be back.
What's the busiest thing going with you right now?
Right now, we're just trying to work as hard as we can to encourage students to come and visit the campus. We actually have a Discovery Day, so any students that are interested in learning more about science and pre-med, they can join us this Friday. And then next Friday, we actually have a Business Discovery Day, so students that are interested in business, they can come. We had a record year of students here last year, and we anticipate exceeding that record, and the best way for students to get a taste of what Cumberland has to offer is to come and visit the campus.
Well, I want to think that Cumberland is an easy sell, and especially compared to maybe in the past, because there's so much more you have to offer, and enrollment has just broken all records here of late, and that helps, doesn't it?
It definitely does. We're fortunate because we're up year over year in registration deposits. We're up year over year in housing deposits, so we are trending in the right direction. We're expanding our graduate programs, so students that are interested in going back to school after completing a bachelor's program and doing a master's program, we have those opportunities as well.
Well, what is the new FASFA?
So that's the FAFSA. That's the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. And
FAFSA. Okay,
that's correct. That's correct. This year is kind of a wild year because all the schools in the country nationwide have not actually been able to receive FAFSAs. So families have been able to complete them and fill them out, but the schools have actually not been able to receive that financial data to put financial aid packages together. So a lot of schools are struggling with that, trying to figure out the best way to serve their students. It's a difficult situation. It's challenging, but all the students are in the same boat. And fortunately for us, we are committed to affordability, and I'm really, really proud of Dr. Stum. He did a great thing just to try to alleviate some trepidation and make people understand that Cumberland's committed to being affordable. Decided not to increase tuition this year, which is a big, big win. So I appreciate his leadership and his vision for that.
Well, now, is that our tuition announcement right there?
That's it. That's the tuition announcement. That's right. Yeah.
The no increase in tuition.
That's correct. And so that'll be a big thing. So for families that are worried about that because of the challenges with the FAFSA, I would encourage them not to worry. Obviously, my offices are here to support them and help them if they have any questions about navigating the situation. But as soon as we're able to receive FAFSAs from families, we will do our best to get financial aid packages out as soon as possible.
Right. But that's really a big announcement, and one that no doubt I would think everybody would appreciate, knowing there's no advance, no additional tuition. It's going to stay the same.
That's correct.
All right. Well, let's talk about dual enrollment in early college and explain the difference between them. Dual enrollment in early college.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, dual enrollment in early college, their program is where students can get college credit while they're in high school. So dual enrollment, they just take a couple of classes. With the early college program, they can actually complete their associate's degree while they're in high school, following a it's kind of a prescribed program, get 60 credits while they're in high school, and then actually finish high school with an associate's degree. It's made possible by grants from the state and also additional funding from Cumberland. And students that are interested in doing that, if they're getting ready to go into their junior year or senior year and they want to learn more about those programs, they can reach out to admissions and we can help them navigate those options.
I got to think that some of that is going to depend on the student himself or herself, that this might be just a little extra load for some. I think it would have been for me. It's you are doing double duty, really, aren't you?
A little bit. You could look at it that way. But, the big benefit is they're getting college credit while they're in high school. Mm-hmm. So they're actually, long-term saving because they'll get a chance to get a lot of those credits for free while they're in high school.
All right. It's time for us to take a break. We're talking Cumberland University this morning. Reggie Blair is here, the Vice President for Enrollment Services, along with Rusty Richardson, Executive Director of Community Relations and External Affairs. And after this break, we'll continue our discussion here on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, get a battery installed on most vehicles, $149.95. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. A couple of accidents now starting to pop up out here. It remains heavy with that traffic volume on 24 westbound coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County up through the Antioch area. It's also building pretty good now as we stare at it live westbound Vietnam Vets here at Conference Drive. All that heavy traffic coming through Sumner County, Hendersonville, as it continues to build on 65 down through Millersville. This morning through Robertson County into Sumner County. Prince's Hot Chicken has you covered with catering. Check them out today at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey, this is Dr. Derek Gregory, and I'm proud to announce to you the opening of our brand new dental practice, Gregory Dental Group, at 1746 West Main Street, just across the road from Sports Village. Come experience modern dentistry at its best. We're always welcoming new patients, and I truly look forward to taking the best care of all your dental needs. Come by or call us today.
That's Gregory Dental Group, 615-444-0322, or online at myLebanonTNDentist.com. Gregory Dental Group, compassion, knowledge, skill.
we continue here on a Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, Rusty Richardson, Reggie Blair from Cumberland are here. And Reggie Blair, back to you. The tuition announcement again. No increase in tuition for the fall and spring semester next year. Is that correct?
And that is correct.
Right. All right. Now, if you would explain the difference between, we're going to go through about 5 things here. The dual enrollment in early college and the Tennessee Promise and the Phoenix Promise and the Cumberland Promise and the Tennessee Reconnect. We got 5 different things. So take off.
Right. We touched on dual enrollment in early college a little bit, but the other programs, I'll go through them real briefly. And it's important to know that the FAFSA is required for eligibility for all of those programs. So when we were talking about the FAFSA and it being a big deal, the federal government, they really wanted to try to simplify the FAFSA process for families and students to complete, which they did, but in turn, there's a lot more back-end things that financial aid offices across the country are going to have to deal with. And again, we're navigating that, but it's important to keep in mind that the FAFSA is required for all of these programs. So Tennessee Promise gives students an opportunity to be able to complete their first 2 years tuition-free after they complete high school. So they can actually get an associate's degree 100% free. Cumberland University is one of the few private schools that's a partner that accepts the Tennessee Promise. So students that are interested in that, they can do that. The Phoenix Promise is after, Phoenix and Cumberland Promise are both programs after a student completes the Tennessee Promise, finishes their associate's degree, and wants to go on and complete their bachelor's degrees. There are ways for them to make it financially feasible to finish.
Okay, we're talking about the really the 3rd and 4th year of college, after you've completed 2. Okay.
Correct. So there's scholarship initiatives, and the Phoenix Promise, it looks at need, and the Cumberland Promise looks at academic merit. It looks at the GPA once the student finishes their associate's degrees. And what our financial aid department will do, will kind of look at the student situation and determine which one's going to be the best fit for them. But essentially, it makes it more affordable for them to finish the whole 4 years.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's the Tennessee Reconnect?
Right. So the Tennessee Reconnect is primarily geared for adult learners. So students that want to be able to go back, maybe they did not get an opportunity to finish associate's degree. They're older in life and they want to go back and finish. We are also a participant in that program as well. So students can come back, they can apply, and essentially reap the same benefit as if they would have been a part of the Tennessee Promise program. So this is, again, for students that are adult learners, 23 and older, or it can be viewed as independent by the FAFSA, maybe married, maybe have children, one of those situations. But we'll look at the situation, and if a student has not completed an associate's degree and is interested in doing that, they can go back to school under the Tennessee Reconnect program and, again, finish their associate's degree for free.
Does it take a lot of encouragement to get people to reconnect, to want to do that? I'm sure a lot of people would want to, but there's a little bit different situation there. Maybe your family, you got a family, your work is a problem. How does all that factor in?
Yeah, I think sometimes the students, when they come to us, they kind of say the same thing that you're saying. Really, the reason why they didn't go right into college after, or that maybe they had to drop out of college when they started, was because they had real life circumstances. They had situations that really just weren't conducive for them finishing, but now they're in a better stage in life and they want to go back and they're looking for an opportunity. They're looking for an educational partner, and we're fortunate enough to partner with Tennessee Reconnect to make it a reality for them.
Well, no doubt there's some sacrifice that have to be made to do that, but hopefully it is worth it.
I believe it's definitely worth it, for sure.
Well, anything else that you'd want to say this morning? I think we've covered what Rusty had laid out for you and I to talk about, but if there's anything else you got for us, let's hear it.
Yeah, right now we're having a big application push, and so any students that are interested in applying to Cumberland, they can apply for free through April 1st using the waiver code CU Apply, all capital letters, CU Apply. If they're interested in applying to Cumberland and seeing what that process looks like, our admission staff will be willing to help them, but they can apply for free today through April 1st.
All right. One other thing I'll ask you. You sound like you have a lot on your plate. You're a busy guy, and different people for different reasons and different programs want to come to Cumberland, and you've got to be well versed and take care of all of this. So I take it is pretty your day is pretty long.
Very jam-packed, but I'm fortunate to have amazing staff, and then the Cumberland community overall does a really good job of encouraging students and helping students and families navigate this process because it's a lot. We try to simplify for the families that are interested. We try to make everything very easy to find on our website. So again, you can find anything that we've talked about today on our website, cumberland.edu. You can learn about applying. That information is readily available. You can learn about all the programs that we discussed. You can explore our programs, whether it's undergraduate programs or going back to get a master's degree or what it takes to finish a bachelor's degree. All that information can be found on our website, cumberland.edu.
Okay. Well, Rusty, it's back to you, and we've got several things to mention here as we're not near, we're closer to the end we were, but we still got about 8 minutes here this morning. So
terrific. Well, I can fill that with no problem at all. I mentioned earlier about our very full calendar of events. And again, people can go on the Cumberland website and find out more about all those events. But there are a few events I want to call special attention to for your listeners. The first one's coming up next Monday on March 18th, the Cynthia Van Buren Lecture Series, which is part of the Martin Van Buren Presidential Paper Project. They do an annual lecture that's been funded by Cynthia Van Buren, a descendant of Martin Van Buren. And that'll be at 7 o'clock in Alumni Hall. That's free and open to the public. And they're going to be talking this year, I think, about when Martin Van Buren traveled through Tennessee. So it should be a very interesting presentation, and certainly encourage anyone that's interested in that part of history to come out and enjoy that lecture series.
Well, travel was a lot slower at that time.
Travel was a lot slower back in those days. The next thing we have coming up is the end of next week, and that's the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee put on by the theater department. It's an award-winning play, a theater production. We talked about that a little bit last month when we had the arts faculty out here. Talked about that, but that starts on March the 21st. There are performances Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, and a matinee on Sunday. That'll be in the Heidel Fine Arts Center, and those tickets are available. $20 per adult, $10 for faculty or staff, and $5 for students. We're looking for a big turnout for that. It's going to be a great production, and those tickets are available on the Cumberland website. When people go to the website, if they're interested in that, look for the events tab, and it'll be under that tab on the website when they can purchase their tickets there. That's followed up just by 2 weeks later with the Arts and Extravaganza at the Capitol Theater, where the entire art, theater, and music department in Cumberland are going to be putting on displays in the Capitol Theater for 2 days, a chance for high school students to come in and see what they're doing if they're interested in pursuing that, and the public just to come in and see some great exhibits. And again, that'll be at the Capitol Theater on April 6th and 7th.
Now, you need a ticket for that?
You need a ticket for that as well, and you can also get that on the Cumberland website under that same type of events tab.
Okay.
We're right in the middle of Camp Fame registration. I'm hitting a lot of the arts things right now. Camp Fame is Fine Arts Matter and Education. This will be the 4th year for Camp Fame on the Cumberland campus, and it's a week-long summer camp. It's a day camp. They don't stay overnight, where students can look at be involved in fine arts, theater, or band, and it's for rising third graders through seniors in high school. We expect to have another 250 to 300 students involved with that. But that is an application process. Applications will run through the end of March, and then the camp will actually be June 17th to the 21st, with the showcase event on June 22nd.
That it's got to be an exciting time, no doubt.
Very exciting.
For the participants and for all of you at Cumberland, I imagine.
Yes, and it's a great camp. We started that really back during COVID as a way to help students continue their art education because they weren't in class, and it's hard to do art online. So we started that, and it's been more and more successful every single year. There is a cost for that. If a parent wants to sign up a student for that camp, the cost this year is $75. That covers the entire week. In the past, they also had to buy tickets to the showcase event on Saturday. We've eliminated that part of it. We still have the showcase, but that's included in the $75 per student registration fee. that provides 5 lunches, that provides a T-shirt, a backpack, all the materials, and a great experience for the kids. You cannot find a camp anywhere that's less expensive than that.
You get a lot of good reviews when it's all over?
We get great reviews. In fact, when we have Symphony on the Lawn, which is on June 8th, some of the musicians that come to Camp Fame are actually the warm-up show for the Nashville Symphony. And they're just such talented, enthusiastic, exciting young people to watch. And they are absolutely amazing with their musical talent. So, that's, again, it builds excitement, and it gives a great way for the students to continue to develop those skills.
All right, what's next?
Next, April 18th, we have our annual Founders Day celebration. That's a celebration at 2 o'clock that day. It's open to the public, where Cumberland remembers the past, also looks ahead to the future, and has some special recognitions with that. We recognize all of our honor societies, of which there are many. And we also recognize this year we're going to be recognized for the first time 2 emeritus professors. And one is Danny Bryant, who just retired last year, and the other is Bobby Nichols, who passed away suddenly now about 18 months ago, 2 years ago. So that'll be a special part of that presentation this year.
Well, Founders Day is a very necessary thing, and part of it, remembering the past. Remembering the past,
Dr. Bill McKee always picks one of the original founders of the university to highlight and help give students and faculty a reminder that we stand on the shoulders of giants, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice ceremony. And then the big ceremonies come up just 2 weeks after that, 3 weeks after that, and that's all the commencement ceremonies. That's really a 3-day event, because we have the nursing pinning ceremony on that Thursday evening. We have all the master's degrees that have their commencement on Friday evening. And then the big one is on Saturday, when all of the undergraduates, both those earning associate degrees and bachelor's degrees, are recognized. And we hope, again, to be able to have it outside on Memorial Lawn. That's a preferred location, but the rain plan is now, as always, will be out at the Expo Center. Mm-hmm. Last year was the first year we actually had to move to the Expo Center, and we hope we don't have to do that again.
But you do have a good plan B.
We do have a very
if necessary.
We do have a very good plan B. The Expo Center is so much better. The old rain plan was to move into the gymnasium, but that limited the amount of seating.
Right.
And when a family would come to see their son or daughter graduate and bring, the aunts and uncles and cousins and grandparents and all that, they got very upset when you said you could only have so many tickets to get in.
Yeah.
We don't have that problem at the Expo Center, at least not as much. It was standing room only last year.
Yeah.
And we expect it would be that way again.
Well, as that enrollment grows, the graduation ceremony grows.
Absolutely, and that's a great problem to have, having to have a bigger space for that.
All right, we got one final thing to mention quickly.
One final thing, Phoenix Ball coming up on June 1st. Tickets are still available for that, but they're going quickly. Out of 510 seats available, there are only 50 left as of yesterday. So if anyone is interested in coming to this year's Phoenix Ball, it's going to be a spectacular event. It's the 40th anniversary of the ball. And Heather and Greg Landers are the chairs this year and doing a phenomenal job. But they need to get those tickets early. Get them now if you want to come, because we will sell that out very shortly. They can get those tickets. Just go to phoenixball.com on the website. You can purchase the tickets right there.
Okay, well, our time's come and gone. Rusty Richardson, thanks for being with us this morning. Exec Director of Community Relations and External Affairs, and Reggie Blair. Really good to have you. We appreciate you being with us today. Reggie is the Vice President for Enrollment Services. And that's part one of Coleman & Company. We've got more. We hope you'll keep it here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota. Write it off the lot. Write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment. Tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Starting to load up even more over here through Hermitage on 40 westbound as you come past Central Pike. All that traffic flow that's coming in right now from Wilson County, the Mount Juliet area towards Hermitage. It's pretty busy now westbound. Vietnam Vets there at Conference Drive. It continues to run a little bit slow on 24 west in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County up through the Antioch area. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken's catering. Check out that awesome menu today. PrincessHotChicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Simple banking, simply better. Since 2004, that's been our motto at Cedarstone Bank. I'm Bob McDonald. We know that financial decisions can sometimes be complicated, but that doesn't mean solutions have to be. Whether you're buying a new home, renovating your existing home, or buying a car, or maybe you're a business that needs to purchase equipment for the building you operate from, we have all the technology that will allow you to do your banking online or on the telephone, or you can come in one of our beautiful branches and see our great people. With locations in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Nashville, Cedarstone Bank. Simple banking, simply better.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane & Crowell. At the offices of Kane & Crowell, our team of experienced attorneys is here to guide you through every step of the process. With a proven track record of success and a commitment to our clients and our community, look no further than the team at Kane & Crowell to fight for your rights and provide representation you deserve. 615-784-4800.
Beginning to see clouds on the increase as we go through your Wednesday, that high of about 73. Overnight, partly cloudy skies that low back down to 54. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm Stormy Clausen.
And good morning and welcome to part 2 of Coleman & Company here on a Wednesday. We welcome you, and now we want to talk about Kane & Crowell PLLC. This law firm is located at 133 South College Street here in Lebanon, and you can recognize that gray Victorian house built in the 1800s. That's where they're located. And this morning, Kayla Costley is with us. It's going to be on the telephone. She's with us by phone this morning. Kayla, good morning. Oh, doing great, and it's nice to have you with us. Hope things are going well.
They're well, very busy. That's why I'm having to call in this morning, so I apologize about that.
Well, we talk about two things at Kane & Crowell, and because you handle family law and you handle elder law, and Kayla, which one of these do you spend most time doing?
Well, Coleman, I would say my practice is about maybe 60-40, maybe 60 domestic, 40 elder law, probate, conservatorship, things like that. So it might be a little bit more equal, but I honestly spend a lot of time on both areas of the law. Well, that means you sort of do double duty. You're I won't say jack of all trades, but it sounds like anything that needs to be done, you maybe can help take care of people. So I'd say that's good. Yeah, and if I can't, there's 5 other attorneys in my office, so we certainly can get you taken care of. There's myself, Angel Kane, Amanda Crowell, Bryson Eubanks, Lindsey Johnson, and Mary Alice Carfee. So we have 6 attorneys total, and we are happy to help as much as we can. Any particular area of that you want to focus on this morning, talk mostly about? I would just say, right now we're busy in the elder law area. As it's the first of the year and people are trying to get their affairs in order, get their wills drawn up, their powers of attorney and things like that. So we always encourage people, no matter your age, you want to get those taken care of and get those drawn up before it's too late, because obviously that can cause problems if you wait too late to get those drawn up. So we always encourage people of all ages to, get those taken care of as soon as you can. So right now we're busy, obviously, with people trying to get their affairs in order in that regard.
Well, I don't think it's too hard a sell to convince somebody that they need to have a will. That's pretty evident when you look at things. But some of the other stuff that goes with that, the other things that you do, it might be a little bit more of a sell. So I'm just wondering, how do you approach people? How do you convince them they need to do maybe power of attorney or need to do some estate planning, this sort of thing, trust planning, whatever?
Well, when we explain the consequences, I guess you would say, if you don't have those documents in order, and by that I mean, if you don't have powers of attorney, your family has to file conservatorship action with the court, and that becomes very expensive, whereas the power of attorney obviously is not too expensive, and you have control over a power of attorney. If you don't execute a power of attorney and something happens and a conservatorship action is filed, you don't have control. You lose all control. And again, you're spending a lot of money and you're in and out of court, and that causes a lot of tension with your family. So when we explain things like that, obviously people understand the importance of getting those documents drawn up. And so typically they will obviously do that.
Well, I know you like to get things done as expertly and as expeditiously as possible, but sometimes it probably takes a little while to get, as we would say, all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed. I would think that the excellence of the job is paramount with you.
Yeah, we try to work. We have a great staff, so we're thankful for them, obviously. And we try to work as quick as possible, because a lot of times when people come to us, there's issues in their family or they need something done pretty quickly, and we're able to do that. Just depends on the situation, but we always try to get things done as quickly as possible, as we know the importance of that.
Right, and you do have a great team here, and I doubt anybody knows absolutely everything about it, but together you probably know nearly everything.
Yeah, I would say we have a great variety of knowledge in our office, so we're able to help people in many different situations. So that's the great thing about our office.
Well, let's mention your website here this morning, www.kane-law.com, www.kane-law.com. And, of course, that telephone rings every day at 615-784-4800, 784-4800. And you got a great location there, too. I'll bet you like it right across from where a lot of court is held.
Yeah, it's great. We can just walk across the street. We have our clients meet us at our office, and then we just walk with them across the street to the courthouse. And then if we're in court and we need something, we can have our staff run it over. So it's very convenient to be where we're at. We love our location. It's great.
All right. Well, certainly appreciate you being with us this morning, Kayla. Next time, maybe you'll be here and we can do it face-to-face, but I think you've done a good job over the phone, and we'd just like to help you get the word out about Kane and Crowell. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coleman. We appreciate it. Have a good day.
All right. You too. All right. Kayla Costley with Kane and Crowell, PLLC, 133 South College Street here in Lebanon. And with that, we're about 21 before the hour, and this morning it is my pleasure to have Karen Rosinski with us from the Wilson County Community Help Center. Good morning.
Good morning.
Been a while since we have seen you. I hope things are going well.
Yes, it has been a while.
And I've been hearing already about the Ducky Derby, which we're going to be talking about this morning. I think when we mention that anymore, it has quite an identity with the Community Help Center.
Yes, and actually, if you go by our the center right now, you will see that our glass is completely painted with ducks. So it's bright and fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, everybody needs their own little gimmick, and especially when it comes to fundraising, and that's what this is. It's a fundraiser, and it's been a pretty good one for you, and I don't know of anybody else that came up with the idea of dumping ducks in the Cumberland River and see which one would get downstream the fastest. Now, you don't do that anymore,
no.
But that's the way it started.
That is how it started, yeah. It was like that for many years.
Well, you let's say you graduated graduated from that, but it was fun while it lasted, I guess. Might have been a little danger involved. I don't know.
I would imagine that was before my time, but I have definitely heard some stories.
Well, what are you doing now?
Well, now what we actually do is we have someone who hosts the actual event, and we do still sell the ducks, the tickets for the ducks. Each ticket corresponds with a rubber duck that has the number on it. Yeah. Those get dumped in a swimming pool now rather than the actual river. And then we have a celebrity that night who's blindfolded who actually dishes those out with a net.
Yeah.
So for first, second, and third place.
And you go by the numbers.
We do.
So you buy a duck, it has a number.
It has a number.
That number is yours and nobody else's.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. It's one number. Yeah.
Well, they've been on sale for a little while. You started that.
We started early this year. We started in January this year. So the ducks have been on sale for a while. We still have plenty of ducks to sell. We have 5,000 total that we can sell. We've never sold 5,000. I think the most that we've sold was maybe around 3,600 at one point.
Yeah.
So.
But they're on sale now. How much are they?
$10.
Okay, so you're still getting the same. I think that's where it started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they've always been $10.
Well, I think they were $5 at one point, and they're $10 now.
Well, it's been 10 for a while.
It's been 10 for a while. Yeah, we probably won't go up on that price. It's $10 for the duck tickets.
Well, you don't have to ask me, but if you remind me at 8:00 when we get through here, I'll do my usual. What's the winner get?
Well, the top prize this year is $2,000. Mm-hmm. The second place is $1,000, and third place is $500.
All right, so that's $3,500 that you'll be giving away. First, second, third prizes.
Yes.
And well, I don't know what the chances are on that, but I'll bet they're better than some of the lotteries.
I would think so. It's it's been interesting to see who wins every year. You have some people who bought 100 tickets, and then you have some who bought one ticket and actually won. Yeah. So it's interesting.
Well, it'd be nice if you could sell all 5,000 of these.
It would be really nice if we could sell all 5,000.
We haven't talked about the Help Center. I take it things are going fairly well.
Things are going really well right now for the Help Center. We're busy. We're about to change out clothes. It's that seasonal time. So spring and summer clothes are going out actually this Friday. So we will shut down the clothing department on Friday and switch all the clothes out. It's always a fun day. It's all hands on that day. And then we open it back up on Saturday. So you can't shop for clothes on Friday, but you can on Saturday.
What do you do with those you take out? Do you save them for next year?
Well, we try to sell as many as we can so we don't have many that we have to actually drop.
Yeah, maybe a closeout price.
So right now, clothing is 50 cents. So you can get any item for 50 cents. Through Thursday, through the end of the day on Thursday. So that's a deal.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Tomorrow. Okay. Through tomorrow. 50 cents.
It is Thursday tomorrow, right? Yes. Yes, 50 cents through tomorrow.
Wow. Need to pay you a visit.
Exactly.
Maybe a lot of other people.
And we pushed a lot of fall and winter clothes out just to move those. Yeah. So whatever we don't sell, we actually pack up. Those get bagged up and they go for recycling. Okay. So those items go to be used in other ways. So the fabric can be used, to make other things or whatnot.
All right, we're approaching time for a break here. We got a guest this morning. I don't want him to feel like he's being left out. You and I just got in a big way here, but Chris Hoffman. Chris, Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our program.
Thank you.
I think this is your first time here.
This is my first time.
Well, tell us what you do.
I am the vice president for the Help Center's board, and I'm the chairman for the Duck Committee this year.
Oh, well, so far so good?
Yes, it's going well.
What do you do in real life?
I work for Farmers Insurance.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you with us this morning, and we'll let you have a little bit more time before 8 o'clock. How's that?
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
But when Karen gets going...
it's always a good time.
We're going to take a break right here. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, get that regular oil change, $39.95, up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Good morning. The police are on the scene of a couple of accidents out here. It's really starting to pick up now, even more coming past the airport over here through Hermitage, Donaldson on I-40 going westbound. As that traffic continues to build in from Wilson County, it remains heavy on 24, but it's moving for the most part. Let's keep it that way. 24 westbound up through the Antioch area coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. It's a little bit busy now. 65 south there at Trinity Lane. A 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services right here in Middle Tennessee. Check out Tomahawk Crane and Rigging online, tomahawkcrane.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Elevate your possibilities with the wide selection of equipment from Harris Trading Company in Lebanon. Harris Trading offers sales and rentals on a large variety of construction and agricultural equipment. Golf carts, dump trailers, livestock trailers, skid steer attachments, utility trailers, and much more. See us for all of your rental and sales needs. Family owned and operated, conveniently located just south of the Watertown exit on I-40. Find Harris Trading online at harristradingcompany.com.
Coleman Company, we thank you for joining us. And here on this Wednesday, we are in our final segment for a Wednesday morning. We have Karen Rosinski here, who runs the Wilson County Community Help Center. Director, what's your title?
Executive Director.
Executive Director, all right. Well, we've spent quite a bit of time on the Ducky Derby, and what's the date for that?
May 4th.
All right. And we haven't told people, I guess, with people moving into our community nearly every day, some people may not know where you're located. I've been here all my life, so I know you're there on, I think the official address is High Street, but for most of us it's a bypass. Really, you have a good location there.
We do. We have a great location.
What is the official?
It's 203 West High Street.
203 West High. But
if you're on Badur Parkway, you can't miss us.
All right. Well, the Ducky Derby is coming up. Ducks are $10, and you've got 5,000 of them to sell. There's no problem in buying how many ever you want right now.
That's right.
And there will be, a party on a Saturday night, and you fish these out of a swimming pool.
Absolutely.
And you go by the numbers.
Yep.
And the first prize, is the first one you pull out the first?
It's the third that we actually
you pull out. The
first.
one you comes out first is third prize, $500. The next one is second place for $1,000. And then the final one, the third one out, is first place for $2,000. So $3,500 will be given away, and it only takes $10 to play. And the more you get, obviously, the better your chances are. But this is a good fundraiser, and has worked well for you, right?
It has. It's worked really well for us. We always have such gracious hosts because we have it at someone's home every year.
Yeah.
We had it the same place since we started. We didn't start the party until 2021. And so this will be our 4th year actually having the party itself. And you can buy tickets to the party for $100.
Okay. There's plenty of them left at the moment, I take it.
At the moment, there's plenty of those left, yes.
But now, they go pretty fast,
They
too.
do go pretty fast,
Yeah.
yes. Well, we have those that will go to our sponsors, and then we have usually maybe 80 to 100 that we can actually sell beyond that.
And as far as sponsorships go, you got most of them taken by now? Or?
Most of them are. We can actually still go until the first part of April for sponsorships, so people still have time if they're interested in any sponsorship levels.
I want to switch back over to Chris Hoffman here. Chris, how'd you get involved in this?
I got involved. I had a friend who's been on the board for 4 or 5 years now, and she kindly volunteered me to join the board as well. And but it really has been great. It's been great being involved with the Help Center and on the board and working with the Ducky Derby and everything with that.
What do you especially maybe like about the Community Help Center and what is being done?
What I really like about the Help Center is everything stays local. Most of it comes local, and then all of the funds, everything that's needed stays local here in Wilson County. So there are other community help type businesses, but a lot of that stuff doesn't stay local. Money that comes in might go out to other areas. everything that the Wilson County Help Center brings in stays here. So they really are dedicated to helping Wilson County and the local community. They do more than just clothing. I know a lot of people are aware that there is a thrift store there. All that money stays local, but the Help Center does help with other needs. It meets some food needs. It meets if there are bills in the summer. Last year in August when it was 110 degrees and people's AC went out, they helped with bills as far as paying the electric bills and helping with the AC and stuff like that.
Does that maybe come to play in cold winter months as well?
I believe we do help with there's a set price each month that the money can go out, but when the heat prices rise and people have a hard time paying their heating bills in the winter, the Help Center does help with some of that as well.
So there are a number of ways that people are helped through the money that is derived from the clothing and other things that are sold there.
Yes, sir.
But it's kind of a bargain place too, isn't it?
It is.
Well, right now, 50 cents for clothing is a real bargain. But that is for the fall and winter clothing that you're wanting to get rid of, and that is only through tomorrow. When you close, 5 o'clock tomorrow.
5 o'clock tomorrow.
All right. So we'll try to drum up a little business for you here. The more of that people can take, fine. But then you have Plan B for whatever's left. So it's going to be used in some way.
Yes.
Yeah. What else do we need to tell about this morning?
I think Chris was going to talk a little bit more about Ducky Derby, just so we could recognize some of our sponsors and some of the activities that are actually going to happen there.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we discussed, the party will be on March 4th, or I'm sorry, May 4th.
Yeah.
Not March 4th, May the 4th. Every year it coincides with the Kentucky Derby. So for the party itself, we do show, once the party starts, we will start the Kentucky Derby also on the screen. So people who want to watch the end of the race are able to watch it from the party, and then the party normally picks up once the Derby's done. As Karen said, we do have some good sponsorships this year. We've surpassed our sponsors from last year already.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to definitely mention Barton Village. It's a Suncrest community, and they are a Triple Crown sponsor. They've committed to a $10,000 sponsorship. And then we have 3 that have come in for the Kentucky Derby level of sponsorship. Dr. Christopher Menzel at $5,000, Lochinvar at $5,000, and PFG have all donated $5,000 so far this year.
Well, that's a good start.
It's a great start, and we have multiple other sponsors. Like Karen said, there are some sponsorships that are still available for those who want to get in. Our sponsors do get tickets to the party as well. So,
what's the best way? Just give you a call if they're.
You can actually get the tickets at the Help Center. Cedarstone Bank is selling those tickets as well. So they have event tickets and duck tickets, and then you can go online to wilsoncountyhelpcenter.org.
Okay, you got more?
Yeah, so as far as the party goes, we do have a couple of different events that take place at the party every year. We have a live auction and a silent auction. We have some donated items for those. We had somebody donate a real nice cabin in Gatlinburg. They're going to donate a free stay there. We have a beach trip that's been donated. Different jewelry from some jewelers have been donated. Blackbeard Barbershop here in Lebanon, they are donating some free haircuts as well as merchandise, which is really nice. And then we do have 10 Lakes also is going to donate a keg of beer, and then one of their bartenders is going to come and actually serve the beer and talk about their craft beer. And again, more local companies being involved with the Help Center and getting involved with the Ducky Derby.
Right.
We're actually going to have a mint julep station this year. So it's a separate bar just for mint juleps.
Now, and about what time does this party start?
5 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
5 o'clock on May 4th.
Right, and does it pretty much end once you draw the ducks?
No, the band actually plays beyond that. So Sammy B's is doing the food, and Double Take Band is actually playing. So we have a new band this year, and with that. A couple of the guys who are in the band, or at least one who's in the band, and a friend will be playing at 10 Lakes on April 14th to support our Ducky Derby. So we'll be selling tickets there that day too at noon. And he and his partner are part of Dad Bods. That's what they're called, Dad Bods.
Okay.
So they're going to be playing as just a little preview of what the band's going to be playing then.
This is an important fundraiser. Is this pretty much the only thing you do of this nature each year?
Yeah, this is the main fundraiser for the Help Center for the year.
So its existence really depends a lot on how successful this is.
Yes.
Maybe that's stretching it, but to stay afloat and to keep doing what you're doing, it's an important event, right?
Absolutely. This brings in the majority of the funds for the Help Center for the year.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, and most all of us can at least afford $10 for a duck.
Exactly.
And I would love for you to sell all 5,000.
I would
of
too.
those.
Wouldn't that be great to see 5,000 ducks on that pole?
Right. Sure would. Chris, anything else you got? We've got about 3 minutes left here. If anything you have left off or anything you want to reiterate here?
We still have, as Karen mentioned, and we've mentioned, we do have sponsorships available. We do have tickets available. I think Karen said that we normally have an extra 100 on top of what goes out towards the sponsorships. And then, of course, buy the ducks.
All right. Well, we're certainly glad to have you with us today. And Karen, I know that you made some changes over at Help Center, and you were wanting to help some people maybe get better established with their finances, learning some things to stay afloat financially. How's that going?
It's going well. We have, so last year we actually built our training room, and that's something that's actually open to the community. So I've been reaching out to different organizations for them to come in and actually use that. So if anybody's interested and needs a space to meet at, whether they're offering, a seminar or classes or trainings or anything like that, they can reach out to us, and that's free of charge.
Yeah. Well, now you have a few people, I think, that are employed there. Everybody doesn't volunteer their time.
Right, we do.
I'm wondering if a lot of people still have help wanted signs out. Are you okay? Or
we actually have some positions open. We are looking for actually a key role right now. Our operations manager is leaving after 9 years. So, we didn't let her go completely. She's actually moving over to a bookkeeping role, but she's leaving, so we're still hiring for that position. We have a receiver position and a cashier position open.
Well, you're looking for a few good people, probably most of the time, really. Yeah. If somebody really wants to apply themselves and work and help to make the Help Center a better place, you're going to listen.
Absolutely.
But they don't come along every day, do they?
We've been very fortunate. I have a good staff, really.
That's great.
It's great.
Well, I think one of the things I really like about it is something that Chris had mentioned before. We're local. The money that comes here stays here. It benefits people here. It doesn't go somewhere else. This is a nonprofit thing. You're just there to help people, like the title says, the Wilson County Community Help, and a lot of different ways that you do. But one of those is the clothing that you sell, and 50 cents for clothing through tomorrow. I hope you get rid of a lot of that.
I hope so, too.
Chris, thanks again for being with us. Chris Hoffman. And Karen, thank you. It's always good to see you, and we appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
That is going to do it for Wednesday. I hope you'll join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company, and until then, I wish you a wonderful day.
It's our Halloween special.
I got it wrong.
We'll be playing all your favorite Halloween songs.
It's alive!
Halloween night beginning at 5 p.m.
Happy Halloween, darling.
Tune in if you dare.
Halloween's my kind of a holiday.